On today's video, we're going to be checking out the 7 things that you need to know before moving to Seaside Heights, New Jersey. We're going to cover a couple different topics like the location, school systems, and a few others. But before we get started, if it's your first time to the channel, my name is Steve McCutcheon, and I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway. On the Live in Central New Jersey channel, we cover everything related to the Central Jersey real estate market. So if you'll be the first one to know what's going on in either Monmouth or Ocean County real estate, feel free to click the bell, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this video started. The very first thing to know is going to be the location. As you can see, Seaside Heights is going to be located in Ocean County and to the east of Toms River along the Jersey Shore. You'll also notice that there's going to be 2 different seasides, so you'll have Seaside Heights and Seaside Park. Seaside Heights will be to the north and Seaside Park will be to the south. We're just going to cover Seaside Heights for today's video though. So if you want to distinguish between the two, the easiest way to do it is going to be that Seaside Heights is more of like your tourist destination area. It has the beach, boardwalk, games, all that kind of thing. Where Seaside Park is going to be a little bit more quiet. Your year-round residents are going to live there and the real estate is going to be a little bit more expensive. If you've ever seen the TV show The Jersey Shore, it was very big on MTV back in the day. They're still around today. They're doing like a reunion and everything. But that was going to be Seaside Heights, to kind of give an example of what it looks like. The 2 major roadways that run through Seaside Heights are going to be Route 35 and Route 37. They're going to intersect over there. But the biggest roadway that's going to be nearby will be the Garden State Parkway. This is one of the 2 major highways that we have here in New Jersey. It's going to be a toll road and runs north to south pretty much the entire length of New Jersey from all the way down in Cape May up until when you hit New York. If you're looking to commute to work, there's 2 major destinations that most people in New Jersey will live here and then work in, and that's going to be Philadelphia and New York City. In Seaside Heights, though, you're probably best off working somewhere else in New Jersey instead. New York City and Philly, both with rush hour traffic, you're probably looking at about a minimum of 2 hours, if not 2.5 hours most days. So I don't think most people probably want to add that on to their typical 8-hour workday. Point number 2 will be the different demographics. Now, when it comes to living in Seaside Heights, they have a population of about 2,500 residents that are going to live there year-round, and about 20% of households will have a child under the age of 18. That's not a huge population for a decent-sized town like Seaside is, but it's going to be a large tourist destination, like I kind of mentioned with the Jersey Shore, right? So people are going to rent out these places in the seasonal, not as much annually. So between seasonal, I mean from Memorial Day up until Labor Day. This is a big part of New Jersey's economy. We have a lot of tourists that come, about 120 million for the entire Jersey Shore throughout the summer. So obviously not a small amount of people. Not all of them are going to be in Seaside specifically, but along the entire coastline in general. With this, other things kind of happen with the, crowds in a sense, right? You're going to see an increased amount of traffic during that time period, maybe longer waits at restaurants, lines at stores, all that kind of stuff. So if you're looking to live here year round, just be aware of that 3 months out of the year, although it's the nicest time period we have in terms of weather, it can get a little crowded. If you don't like that, probably wouldn't recommend moving to a Jersey Shore town. Seaside Park, right below there to the south though, they have 1,500 residents that are there year round. And like I said before, it's a little bit more quiet. You won't see as many people or as large of an influx, coming in and out constantly throughout that time frame. The third thing to know is going to be the school system and education. A vote was done back in April of 2024 to try to rezone the school district, have kids from Seaside Heights, Seaside Park go into the Toms River East School District. Now, I don't know a lot of information on it. I couldn't find many articles or what the outcome of the vote was. So I'm just going to go based off what the township website has it. And that's going to be that your child would attend the Seaside Heights School District, which is just going to be one school. It's Boyd Elementary. That's going to be grades pre-K through 6th. And according to niche.com, that's rated A, C-, houses about 200 students and has an 8-to-1 student-teacher ratio. Afterwards, your child would then attend the Central Regional High School District, or just Central Regional District, which will pull a bunch of kids from different towns over there that aren't quite big enough to make up their own school district. So they bring them all into a singular one. Grades 7 through 12th, they're going to house roughly 2,300 students, be rated a B according to niche.com, and have a 13-to-1 student-teacher ratio. Point number 4 is the cost of living. Now, living near or in a beach town, your cost of living typically will increase for a number of reasons. First things will just say your goods and services. It's going to be a little harder for companies to get their material and goods and services out in that direction. So anything from your typical going to a grocery store, the food will be more expensive. If you're getting gas, if you're even just your suntan lotion at a convenience store, that can go up as well. So, and on the real estate side of things, if you're looking at homes, obviously if they have a waterfront or a water view, they're going to be increased in value. There's only so many of them that are going to be built and available for sale at the same time. So when you're coming to Seaside Heights or Seaside Park, so let's say Seaside Park, for instance, you're looking at a median sales price of about a little over $1 million. Seaside Heights is actually going to be about half of that, about $565,000. The main reason for that, we'll get to in a second, is they have a lot more condos in the area that kind of do a little bit more vertical living in some spots, and there are going to be more of those for sale versus more single families that are going to be done in Seaside Park. Now, property taxes, believe it or not, I don't think they're actually quite bad, especially for living in New Jersey and along the Jersey Shore. I saw a $1.5 million home for sale that had about $12,000 in taxes. Now, I know for most people across the entire US, that's going to sound like a lot, paying $1,000 a month just towards your property taxes. But for New Jersey, and especially our area, really not bad. In Ocean County, it's going to be cheaper than Monmouth County. Now, for instance, let's just take that same $1.5 million home, put it into Monmouth County, you're talking maybe like Freehold, Manalapan, Colesneck, one of those towns that aren't even along the Jersey Shore. That the same house probably have about $18,000 to $20,000 in taxes for the year. So I'm not going to say it's necessarily a bargain, but for a $1.5 million home on the beach or near the beach, I think it's pretty good value for just $12,000 in taxes. Point number 5 will be the housing options. If you've seen any of my past videos, I do condos and townhomes, single families, and adult communities. There aren't going to be any adult communities in Seaside Heights, so we're just going to skip right to the condos and townhomes. And with these, you're going to see anything from a 1, 2, 3 bedroom townhome of various sizes and square footage. Price-wise, I would say that the lowest move-in ready condo is going to be like a 1 bedroom. There are some of them that's going to be lower than this that are going to need quite a bit of work. But anything that's move-in ready, I would say the lowest would be around that $300,000 range. And the highest price 3-bedroom one I found was $888,000. But I would say the bulk of these, you're looking at probably about $400,000 to $600,000. So if you're trying to find a affordable second home or just something that's a vacation home for the family, want to just go down to the beach during the summer, I would say this is relatively pretty affordable. On the single family side of things, this is going to be the other half of the sales that make up Seaside Heights. If you're looking for a move-in ready home, the cheapest price you probably can find is about $475,000, maybe $500K, somewhere in that range. And then the more expensive sales, on the higher end, I'd say 1.3 million is where they typically top out at, but there are a few listed slightly above that right now, and even one that's up there for 2.2 million. We'll kind of see where that ends up at, but anywhere between about 500,000 and 1.3 million is what you're looking at. The bulk of the sales would be pretty much $600,000 to $900,000, and then you'd have your outliers I've kind of just mentioned on the other end. So it's, again, relatively pretty affordable for a single family home at the beach. Point number 6 will be the entertainment options. Now, if you see my video on Point Pleasant, Seaside Heights is similar in terms of what attracts people to go there. You're going to have the beach and the boardwalk as your #1 destination. The beach, probably pretty self-explanatory, just laying down, getting some sun in, and maybe going for a dip in the ocean. But the boardwalk's going to be loaded with activities for mostly families too. You're gonna have everything from go-karts, mini golf, arcade, boardwalk games, adult and kid rides, and there's even going to be a water park there too. Now, if that's not enough for you, being close to the water, you're going to have options to go fishing, surfing, boating, kayaking, jet skiing, and whatever other water sports you can think of. New Jersey is also going to be covered by about 40% forest, and Island Beach State Park is going to be close nearby. So if you're someone that likes to go for a hike, get a walk out in some nature, a little bit of exercise, that's also an option available to you as well. So as you can kind of see, Seaside Heights has a little bit of everything for somebody that's kind of, or everything for a different interest involved for somebody. Point number 7 will be different shopping and dining options. And then when it comes to shopping, not to kind of hammer on the Jersey Shore theme again, but if you watch a TV show, they worked at a t-shirt shop, you're going to have a lot of that up and down the boardwalk, not just t-shirts, but just in terms of different Jersey Shore attire, knickknacks, that kind of thing. If you want a more elevated shopping experience, you can head on over into Toms River, just going west, probably about a 15-20 minute ride from there, and you can head to the Ocean County Mall. They have about 100 specialty stores over there, from Nordstrom's, Macy's, and like so on. And then when it comes to restaurants, there's a lot of different options to choose from in Seaside. Mostly you're gonna have, obviously being by the water, a lot of seafood restaurants. So you have Donato's Clam Bar, you got the Lobster House, the Seaview Restaurant. There's so many different ones. I could just sit here and name them all, but really good selection over there, so you won't go hungry. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. If you're looking to move to the Seaside Heights area, whether long-term or just getting a vacation home, feel free to reach out. All my contact information is down low in the comments and description. Whether you're 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, even a year out, it doesn't matter to me. Let's just get you on the right path towards your real estate goals. And if you're looking to move to a different part of the Central Jersey area, check out 2 videos popping up, and hopefully I'll help you out a bit too. Have a great day.